but I'll keep it on just for the funs of it all. Niiamah here. Glad that you are playing with us, coming at you live from the Outliers Ed studio. We are now going live on multiple platforms, and we should be all set up. So let's go in and dive in. Hi everyone, Niiamah Ashong here. I'm the founder of Outliers Edge, which is a movement of extraordinary individuals and leaders who are taking the things about them that make them different and using that to make a whole world of difference by creating their impact in a way that is sustainable, repeatable, and doesn't and leverages who they are without them having to be there. And so we are playing right now in the midst of what we call the 10K Live game. And the 10K Live is that I sent a game out to record 10,000 minutes live here so that, well, really just I can get back into a spirit of play. And this experience has been it's been one of the best decisions I've made in all of 2025. And I've had we're at the end of December of 2025 right now when I make recording this. And so I've had almost a full year to reflect on it. Why though? Why? And the reason for this more than anything else is that it's helping me create live every single day, help me create in real time every single day. And I'm seeing with that a number of I'm seeing myself reduce the friction between when I have an idea and it come into life. Also seeing the friction of uh, I'm seeing myself being able to improve on a regular basis. One of my goals here is, and one of the reasons I thought of the 10,000 minutes instead of hours or anything else. I'm like, I want to be able to see stuff improve by just 1% each time, right? But then I realized that I get a chance to choose what like that time is when I say each time. I get to choose the period in which the 1% grows. I can grow by 1% over a decade. I can grow by 1% every year. I can grow 1% every month, or every live stream. And I'm realizing, like for me, what's happening in a very real time, which is awesome, is that it feels like it's 1% every minute. Like I can see where I'm at now compared to where I've been and how I'm learning things, and it's playing stuff out in a really wonderful way. So I'm also grateful for that. And the third reason that I'm grateful for is that it has put me on my edge. And the reason I say that is because I actually woke up today with a vulnerability hangover. And I haven't had a vulnerability hangover in, I don't know, in a couple of years. So if you're not familiar with it, a vulnerability hangover, I first heard it through Brene Brown. And it's basically like if you share something or you do something that is vulnerable for you, later on you might experience something where you feel like some regret around it, or you're second guessing yourself around it, and that's the hangover of the vulnerability. And so y'all, I have been feeling that this morning. I actually knew that I was going to come on today and talk about this live, and I gave myself about like an hour or two. I realized, like, through other productive means before I came on to actually share it. I was like really in the fields of it. Why is this? So the vulnerability hangover for me ended up because yesterday we ended up doing about a 2 hour live here where I invited one of my producers to come onto the show and share some of the things that had to work through a breakthrough that I had. Right? And we did it live here. She didn't know about it. It was our first time doing it. I recommend that you go watch it. It actually makes me uncomfortable to say that, given how much vulnerability I feel around it. But I do recommend that you go watch it. And the experience was really spontaneous. I was going to say rather spontaneous. I was like, no, but it was like really spontaneous. I sent her a message, and then she jumped on, and then and we're working together. We're still figuring out how we work best together, and so forth. So there's a lot in there where it could have gone in many different ways. And I woke up today wondering to myself, oh, not it wasn't the right call. That wasn't it. It wasn't that. It was more around the feelings of a bit of dread, a bit of like, oh my goodness, like, oh, what if what if I came off looking like a bad leader? What if I look like someone that's like not good to work with? There were times where we were talking about new ideas. I'm like, but I really want to do this thing. And I was like, oh, it's not going to come off as me being standoffish or not able to um, take in new opinions and new ideas. I'm like, that wasn't how I was feeling around it. It was just like, oh, I know that like there's something I'm trying to get done. Let's get that done. But I don't want to like explain or defend anything like that, but it was these were some of the thoughts that were coming through. The other parts where I was I had people come in and watch the stream, and at least one platform I can see like, oh, like who are the people who like watch even just for a little bit. And there was someone that I knew and that I know and that I really respect. I respect him. I respect his business. I respect his friendship. And he dialed into the stream for I don't know how long, but he was there for a bit. And what I've recognized that once I realized he was there, something shifted inside of me where I was like, all of a sudden I felt like almost like a little boy again, like a child, like, oh no, I'm supposed to be far more ahead in business. Like this person's serious. What like how I'm using this live streaming platform. I must look like I'm out here playing out here. I'm not coming off as an authority per se. I'm actually letting people see my messiness and how I'm trying to create it, rather than actually being in the full like levels of authority. And so I found myself looking at this and thinking like, am I coming off as naive? Would this person even want to like if I went and I saw him right now, would he respect what I'm doing? I respect him. We were on a peer level before, but like maybe something has shifted in me. And this might have been like the imposter side of things. It was like, oh no, now he's gonna really know like this is how I play the game, and it was an oh no. It wasn't like, oh now he's gonna really know how I play the game. Like there's an empowering side to it, but that wasn't what I was feeling in the moment. And so I recognize that, and there's the vulnerability of like being like, oh wow, like people are seeing how I actually show up, and that I'm still figuring things out, and that's not how things tend to be, especially when like in this business of uh, leading and education. I don't know how to describe it, like helping coaching, helping all that stuff. Like there's some element of like you're not supposed to see that I'm still figuring things out. You're not supposed to see that I'm making things up. You're not supposed to see that I haven't figured it all out. It's supposed to come to you after it's all done and be like, look how pretty this is. Look how amazing it is. And you can have it too. Like that's how it's supposed to be. And I'm out here like being like, so y'all, this is happening and we're going to figure this out in real time. I'm not going to stop doing that, but it doesn't change the fact that it feels really vulnerable because I'm still in a place before I'm getting back the receipts on it, before I'm getting accolades or seeing how that translates into clients and revenue and impact and ongoing partnerships and so on and so forth. And so I want to make sure I'm calling this out. I want to make sure I'm speaking to it because one of the benefits of doing this live is that one, I don't have any room to hide, right? What you see, yeah, I don't have any room to hide. So like, if I'm grimacing, like I can't edit that out. It's happening. Um, the other part of it is that it allows me to actually document what is happening in real time, rather than working it out on the side and then coming back in and being like, "Oh, Niiamah, like I don't know, I don't want to like put out this image that like this is like easy per se. Like there's parts of this that is like full of ease. Like I don't mind. I could hit record and just talk. And so I'm doing it. I'm finally doing it. But there's the simplicity of taking that action doesn't mean that it's actually coming easily to me, if that makes sense. It's like I have to, psych myself up or be like, oh, I don't know where this is going to go. I doubt on a regular basis. I'm like, is this the right path for me? And so forth. And so I just want to make sure that I'm capturing that because there will be a time where this is so clearly embedded in the business that if like, what else would I do? That there will be a time where people come on and it's not just my live stream, but we have multiple live streams with multiple facilitators, all having different conversations and uplifting different outliers in various capacities on a regular basis. It will just look like how things are done. It will be normal. It'd be so normal, and what you come to expect. But right now, I'm before that. I want to make sure I'm capturing this in real time. I want to be documenting this journey and progress along the way. I want to call out where I'm like doubting myself, and it's not from a place of total insecurity. It's not that. It's not stopping me. It's just like these are some of the things that are happening on the inside, and I think that uh, again, one of the gifts of this is that like I get a chance to share what's happening on the inside externally. I don't get to hide. And I'm happy about that because I spent most of my life hiding who I was in various capacities, hiding to in order to be accepted. And now I'm like, oh, like I'm going for it. This is it. So I wanted to speak to the vulnerability hangover. I wanted to put that out here. I'm documenting it for myself, but I'm also going to invite you to to spend some time right now. And it's not to go and share, but when is the time you had a vulnerability hangover? You can share that. It'd be really lovely for us to be able to see and to be in the same experience with you. But I'm curious about how did you work through it? What were your next steps? Right now, you're seeing me in part of it. Part of it. The first parts of it was me sending some different audio messages to people. It was me talking to my wife about it, and me spending time just analyzing the feelings I was feeling. And then I knew I was like, oh, I'll go live and talk about it. And usually by that time, it's played its part. And I want to see your process. How do you process through when you're feeling a vulnerability hangover? What are your go to moves? Just leave a quick message in the chat and or in the comments if you're watching this later on, so that we can continue on this conversation and keep growing. And so I will say this. I've been doing live streams on and off since for about 10 years, and it had been off for a very long time. But the I remember this from when I was doing it back in Singapore and beyond. It was basically whenever I got to a place where I felt like I had crossed my edge, where I got to a place where I felt really uncomfortable. The the test, the freedom, the path of freedom for me, the path of actually allowing this to become embodied was when I made a live video or I posted a video. And there was something in that space, in that interaction, that actually dissipated the feelings that I was having around yeah, I guess that's when the vulnerability went away, and I think it's because I took back my power in it. There's one element of waiting to see, am I going to be chastised? What are people going to think about this? So on and so forth. There's another thing to call myself in and be like, hey, just so you know, that was difficult. I'm not sure if I did that right. I feel exposed that people get a chance to now see how I interact with my team. Am I really what if someone comes and says, yeah, I wanted to get your help to help me lead my team, but I saw the way you interact with yours, and I don't want that. These are the kinds of things that play out for me. And uh, but I recognize that when I call it out loud, when I speak it out into the world, and I like to do it on these live platforms, maybe it'll change when I have hundreds of thousands of people watching it at the same time. But I know this is going to live immediately. It lives right now, and it's going to continue living on all the different platforms that this is out on. And so I wanted to, you find with me, I'm going to do the work in real time. All right. I want there's an element of this that I know from my own experience that there's going to be a time where this doesn't feel hard and it's going to look easy. And it's going to feel like I was born with it, or it's innate, or it was something that I have something that other people don't it's not that at all. It's just that I'm choosing to go through the discomfort of it. And I have gone through so much discomfort in life that I'm starting to learn the different paths and trends and pathways to help me process that discomfort in a way that builds and uplifts and grows me, as opposed to shuts me down and has me hiding from people until I feel like everything's really polished and ready to go. And so I invite you to think through for yourself, what's your process? What have you done? What do you tend to do? You may not even think you do something, but if you give yourself a chance to think about when was the last time I really felt vulnerable, I took a risk on it. The next day, I felt like this vulnerability hangover. Like, what did I do here to not just push it away, but to actually help me grow? All right, this is part of my process. So I'm glad I got a chance to call that in. I am There is a lot of greatness that has come as a result of it. Look, I'm happy I had that vulnerability hangover. I haven't felt that in years. And that's massive for me to say, because I feel like it speaks to the growth journey. Uh, Back when I was Nemo back in 2018, 2019, I had entered into the coaching world, and I was experiencing I called it, I was practicing with different ways of being. I was expanding what was comfortable for me, because I was used to being some version that had to be joyful, that was always looking into positivity, that only had one real dimension, and it was just a yellow dimension, yellow being the color of joy, right? And I would say things and I'd be like, "Whoa, didn't know I was going to say that." You can literally watch other live streams from 2018, 2019, where I would come on and I would say something I remember the time when I said, um, maybe I'm not too much, maybe you're not enough. That when I said that on something you can see the video. I was like, I just said that, but maybe that's it. Maybe I don't need to shrink. Maybe you need to step up your game. And it's been transformative. I talk a lot, but that's something I remember over time. And so I'm grateful that I had this vulnerability hangover because I didn't do it knowing I was going to have a vulnerability hangover. I was just like, hey, look, I need to get 10,000 minutes and I am challenging myself. I'm stepping out of my comfort zone. It's not I need to, but I'm playing this game where I got to like go to 10,000 minutes. And I get to see now, I get to see how I can expand what I think is comfortable, what I think is allowed in a live environment. And then I went somewhere with it. And then later on, it wasn't regret, but it was vulnerable. I recognized how vulnerable that actually felt. And this morning when I was reflecting on it, I was like, oh yeah, well, that's been a while. Like I've found myself in places where it's been easy to be sharing, easy to be open, to do different things, but I haven't felt vulnerable in a hot minute. And so I'm grateful for it because to me that means I'm growing again. There's something really important in there. All right, cool. So share with me any insights you have for yourself. Share like if you've ever even felt like a vulnerability hangover, like just put the number one in the chat. Like I'm going to play around here when I do these conversations here. This is for us right now in real time. One of the fun thing that's happened is that I ended up talking to a group of people that I've worked with in the past, and to help us go and take these live streams that we're doing and turn them into different repurposed, digestible pieces of thought leadership and content and such in the future. So there's an opportunity for us when we get to that stage to, I guess what I'm saying is that there'll be things in here that'll be content, but like the reason we're here live is it gives us a chance to do things live.